Alright, the war. The war on war. Now, we have a war going on. There's a lot of other stuff going on, and it's kind of directing attention to other directions. But there is wars, and rumors of wars, flying all around. And there's lots of bombing and shit going on, and killing and destruction going on over here. Now, all of the armies of the world are focusing on this area here, mostly up in Syria. Now Damascus, well, I'll show you some pictures of Damascus here in a second. Matter of fact, Damascus, that's Damascus. They're bombing the shit out of Damascus, killing everything, everybody. And when you bomb a building, a street, you kill people, you kill animals, you kill insects, you kill birds, you kill everything. It's just destruction of the earth. And that's what war does. War justifies the destruction of the earth. Now this is the area they're concentrating on, Syria up in here, but mostly up in this area here, northern Iraq. About here's Mosul. We've been hearing, if you watch, I don't know, I don't watch television, so I get my news off the internet, so I have no idea what the fuck they're saying on television. Probably nothing. But in these areas here, ISIS is very active, and I'll get to that in just a second. And they're bombing a lot of stuff up in here. There's a lot of oil fields up in here, but there's also a lot of old Sumerian artifacts that were found up in here by Saddam, and they're still being found. And I'll get back to that in just a second here in a minute anyway. But this is actually, this map here is a giant map of Mesopotamia. Back, you know, a few thousand years ago, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10,000 years ago, Mesopotamia at one time encompassed this whole entire area here. Now the center of Mesopotamia was, of course, in the Fertile Crescent here, between the Tigris and Euphrates River. The city of Ur was right here, was a major city. And then you had, of course, you had Babylon right up here in the center, and everyone knows about Babylon, and Babylon is what we're going to focus on with this war, and all these armies of the entire world focusing on this one area here. Now the Bible makes it pretty clear that Israel will be surrounded by enemies, and all these armies will be in the area, and automatically think, oh, they're going to be attacking Israel, but they're really not. They're over here in Iran. They're in the old area of Babylon. They're in the old area of Mesopotamia, the ancient Sumerians. Now the Sumerians existed right after, if you don't believe this, it's okay, it's a big good story. If you do believe it, then it's good too. But there was a giant flood, of course we call this Noah's flood. And after Noah's flood, this area was here. These were the direct descendants of Noah. And they settled these areas here. It was a very easy place to live. You could cultivate crops, you could have domestic animals, and you could have very large cities. The ancient Sumerians invented the wheel, the writing, and numerical systems and science, and they had all this technology, of course, and more technology than we probably even know. Now Saddam found a lot of these artifacts in the last 100 years, 150 years. They have really been excavating these areas for the archaeologists, and they're finding lots of interesting things, and a lot of things that after we had bombed, of course, Iraq in the George Bush war, we had bombed Iraq, and I don't know if anybody heard the stories. A lot of people have heard the stories about we bombed the shit out of the city, and Saddam had a museum here near the old city of the real city of Babylon, where he had built a museum, and we sent all these trucks in, and we filled them with artifacts, and they left, and we never heard from them since. But we don't know what Saddam found. We don't know what has been found up here. I think maybe the ancient Sumerians found something. But we do know that everybody knows, religious or not, atheist or not, you know the story of Babylon, where Nimrod built the Tower of Babel, which was basically a giant antenna, which he was going to either broadcast, or it was a big mechanism. It was not just a building. It was more than a building. It was a way to transmit and receive spiritual information, and he was trying to conjure up spirits from before the flood, these spirits that lived in the spiritual realm, in order to help with technology. Now he was not successful completely. I think he was somewhat successful, but not completely. We all know the story about what happened then, right? Of course, I just want to set the stage here. This is Mesopotamia. This is where all the armies of the world are now converging on again. You know, now in Revelation, it says the 4 angels were bound in the Euphrates, at the Euphrates, beneath the Euphrates, whatever. They were bound. And when the 6th trumpet blows, the angel is going to release these 4 angels bound at the Euphrates. Now these are fallen angels from before the flood. Maybe these are some of the angels that Nimrod had conjured up, and he let them loose and he rebound them. Over here in Mesopotamia is known for many religions, polytheism, and when Yahweh the Creator God brought the Israelis out of Egypt here, the pharaohs were way after the Sumerians, their civilizations. The Sumerians were already gone. This was already all gone by then, just ruins. And the pharaohs came to power, and of course everybody knows the story about Israelis. They left and settled Israel, and Yahweh the Creator God told the Israelis back in those days to go up here and destroy all of these idols to Baal, and these monuments and these temples where they had still worshipped in the old religions. And not only that, they participated in sacrifice, and mostly human sacrifice. And of course the best sacrifice when you're looking at humans is baby sacrifice. So all these monuments to Baals and these temples and all these things were all for human sacrifice, all for baby sacrifice. That's what the Sumerians did. Of course, Yahweh the Creator God was not pleased with that, and he wiped out all these cities here. But these artifacts still are here to this day. And what's crazy? What's crazy is ISIS is up there destroying these artifacts now, destroying these images of gods and pagan deities that existed back in the Sumerian days and in the Babylonian days before the flood, or not before the flood, but right after the flood, maybe before the flood too. But these are the gods of old. These are the temples where they sacrificed children back in the days of old. And the ISIS is coming in and destroying these things, saying they're blasphemy. Now, like I said, Yahweh the Creator God also told the Israelis to take these things and destroy them. And a lot of people say, well, these are antiquities, and these are they're important artifacts, I guess. But you got to look at the context in which they were used back in the old days. It was all for pagan religion and all this worshiping these false gods and stuff. Here we are in Mesopotamia again. And a map of the future Islamic State. Now, of course, it encompasses all of Mesopotamia and Kurdistan, and over here in North Africa, Spain, the areas below Italy there. They're all there, so, they're a little bit bigger, but still mostly in the heart of this predicted future Islamic state that ISIS wants to have. The heart of this is Mesopotamia. Now, what's going to be bad for us if they do get a hold of, if they do something with Saudi Arabia, because Saudi Arabia is keeping the gas prices low right now, and the low gas prices are the only thing that's really helping our economy. If the gas prices go up, we're screwed. So let's hope they don't get a hold of Saudi Arabia, right away. But all the armies are converging here. And what's going to happen? Once more. Why? Because the four angels are bound at the Euphrates are going to be released. And all the countries want to be there. Everybody wants to be there. They want to be in for the big conjuring event. Everybody wants to gain some kind of technology from this, and that's what this is all about. Going back to this place. And who are these people that promote these wars and all this killing? All this military complex and this industry that relies only on killing and destroying the earth. Who are these people? They've been around forever. I mean, all these people are millionaires. This is Congress, pictures of people in Congress and that. They're all millionaires. They have nothing in common with us. They're evil. Evil. These people are evil. It says when these four angels are released, that they will go to all of the leaders of the world and perform magic and convince these people to do what they say. All the leaders. That means Obama, all the leaders. They're going to be released. But this is going to take a lot of human sacrifice. It always does. You tell your children, don't join the military. You tell your children it's not what it used to be about. We're not fighting for freedom and democracy, the American way, or constitutional rights. No. You got to make sure a few rich people have their interests around the world protected. That's all you're there for. No other fucking reason. Look at those hands. Those hands ain't never seen a day of work in their fucking life. Look at those little baby fucking callus-free fucking hands there. Little fucking, what a pussy, man. He probably, what a fucking pussy. He ain't never had a hard day in his fucking life. You know, these people are going to pay for what they've done to the world. They're going to pay big. Anyway, that's enough. Just duck out.